that the whole little match, between Bianca Belair and Alexa Bliss for the Raw Women's Championship, right? Don't get me wrong, they were going in. They were definitely going in. And I kind of like after a while when they were going in with with the wrestling and everything, and they're going at it like heavy hard. I noticed that they did a little fight scene from scary movie series. And I'm like, everybody was confused, like, what are you doing? Like, what are they doing? And I looked back at it. I thought about like, no way, no way. And I realized that I'm like, this fight scene looks familiar, and I looked and I compared it to one of the scary. I forgot which scary movie it was, but yeah, it was a scary. It was from one of the scary movie movie series, and that was funny. Don't get me wrong, that little part was a little hilarious, but after a while, when Alexa Bliss was going in, she stepped back, she looked, and she see one of the people in the crowd wearing the Bray Wyatt mask. And then after that, she went to another side of the crowd, and another people was wearing the mask. And I'm like, okay, all right. It's like I'm like, if please tell me they're not going to do this. I'm like, please tell me they're not going to do this. And then his logo flashed on the screen one time, and then again, and I'm like, oh boy, they're doing this. They're bringing Alexa Bliss in the White Six, and then after that, she just went in and ham. I mean, she went ham on the ref, and then just had no remorse for Bianca Belair, and then literally did DDT on the steel steps and literally cut her lip open. And I thought it was fake. The people online thought it was fake, but apparently it was real. And Bianca Belair had to get 3 stitches. I'm like, damn. So please, I'm begging you. I'm begging you, WWE. I'm begging you, Triple H. Honestly, I understand that when the characters of the Firefly Funhouse came out, when Bray Wyatt came back on in Extreme Rules of last year, and I knew for some reason they're gonna bring Alexa Bliss back into this, because right next to Sister Abagail was 2 world championship titles. It was the Raw Women's well, 3 titles. It was the Raw Women's Championship, it was the SmackDown Women's Championship, and it was also the Tag Team Championships. And there's only 2 people in this world on the women's roster that has all 3 championships: Charlotte and Alexa Bliss. And I know from the fact they're not going to bring Charlotte into this. They're not going to bring Charlotte into this because I don't think Charlotte has, I don't think Charlotte had, I won't say the decency, more like she doesn't really belong in the White Six. She never really did. I mean, yeah, she basically has the same amount of, titles won, not the titles won, but the same amount, they basically, the only thing similar for both of them, they won all 3 titles in the women's division in WWE. But, Alexa Bliss has history with Bray Wyatt, and yeah, like when the logo kept flashing and everything, and Alexa Bliss kept seeing it, Bray Wyatt is basically trying to make her come back. Bray Wyatt or Uncle Howie, probably not even Bray Wyatt, probably Uncle Howie at this point, because we still don't know who the hell Uncle Howie is. Like Uncle Howie, like people think it's Bo Dallas and stuff, and people think it's, I don't know. People just having so much speculation on who actually Uncle Howie is. Me personally, I feel like it's Bo Dallas, but I think it's not Bo Dallas at the same time. But that's a different topic for a different day. But yes, they went in, and she went in and gave her like a tiny injury, a little 3 stitches to the mouth, close to the mouth, and yeah, she went in and literally bodied Bianca Belair that night on Monday Night Raw. That match was fire. Like I said, a little bit confusing, but personally, this feud is gonna probably go up leading up to WrestleMania, man. I feel like this feud is gonna be dragged out to WrestleMania. Honestly, obviously, their next match has to be at the Royal Rumble. Their official next match is probably gonna be at the Royal Rumble, and then after that, if it does surpass to the Royal Rumble, this is probably going to be a really good match because yes, we haven't seen Alexa hold gold in a minute since the Thunderdome. Technically, they haven't hold gold since the Thunderdome, and Alexa Bliss was in that weird phase with Bray Wyatt, being Sister Abagail, and you know her taking over Bray Wyatt's shit, the whole little rivalry with Randy Orton, and then the Bray Wyatt having Randy Orton as a rival again. And the whole thing was just weird, and more weird. And Thunderdome Alexa Bliss was to me. It was like decent, but could have been better. And I don't know if they're trying to push her back to that persona, but at this point, I want Twisted Bliss back. I want the Twisted Bliss Alexa Bliss. That's what I want back. I just want them to have Alexa just wrestle because she wants to, not wrestle because you know she wants to be in the storyline. I don't even think she wants to be in the storyline. I really don't. I feel like the person that should have been in the storyline from the start was um was Liv Morgan. I feel like Liv Morgan was, in my opinion, should be in this in the Wyatt Six. I feel like she should be Sister Abigail. I feel like she should be the new Sister Abigail because even though Alexa does fit the role of Sister Abigail very perfectly, but in my opinion, I thought it was Liv Morgan for a second because after Liv lost her title to Ronda Rousey in Extreme Rules last year, she was literally smiling before she passed out. And I'm like, this is creepy as hell. What's going on here? And she smiled and like before she passed out. And then in when she lost the SmackDown Women's title, she was in the corner literally demon possessed. I'm like, yo, if they have Liv Morgan be in this faction, it would be so good. It's something different too, but it will be so good. And everything that they got her doing was something crazy. So I'm like, yo, she's probably gonna be one of the people in the White Six. And then it turned out that she wasn't. Only unless they have a tag team with Liv Morgan and Alexa Bliss. I feel like that's the only way it's gonna happen, and they both be the two crazy Sister Abigail sisters. I don't know if they're gonna do that, but honestly, in my opinion, the person that should have been Sister Abigail, even though it definitely fits with Alexa Bliss, is Liv Morgan because she got a little bit crazier than Alexa Bliss. I don't know if it's gonna top that type of crazy that we seen this past on Monday Night Raw, but she was just about there, or almost as psycho as Alexa Bliss when she was just Abigail in the entirety of the Thunderdome era. But like I said, personally, if this feud between Bianca and Alexa Bliss is going to be a little bit wild, it's going to be a little bit crazy. I know they're probably the next match or their final match or their next match is going to be at the Royal Rumble this year. I feel like it will be at the Royal Rumble this year, and if they do carry this on to WrestleMania, they better make this rivalry a good one, man, because honestly, it will probably be the best rivalry we've seen uh, for Bianca Belair since the Becky Lynch rivalry at SummerSlam. So, like I said, if if Alexa Bliss is Sister Abigail again, I hope they can do her right this time around. Even though a lot of people don't want to see her as Sister Abigail again or be back with Bray Wyatt because it was Vince that kind of messed up the whole entire storyline in the first place. But again, people, this is Triple H talking about. We don't know what's going to happen from here on out. They're just teasing us They're just doing teaser after teaser after teaser after teaser with all these wrestlers. So I don't know what the hell is gonna happen between Alexa Bliss and Bray Wyatt if they have them two join forces again and start developing the Wyatt Six. But I'm all for it, honestly. I'm all for this because I feel like it was going to be a matter of time before Alexa Bliss is back with Bray Wyatt again. And yeah, it's been a really good ride between not only between Alexa Bliss but also with Bray Wyatt. So let's just see what happens with Alexa Bliss going on forward going into next week Monday Night Raw and see what she has to say about the whole thing, but her snapping on Bianca Belair like that. And let's see if they're gonna have a match at the Royal Rumble, or if they're gonna have a match at the Royal Rumble, what the stipulation is gonna be. Because I feel like at this point, they should put this in a Hell in a Cell. I feel like this match either deserves a ladder match, even though she already did one at Crown Jewel. But in my opinion, I feel like for something like this type of rivalry, it should be in a Hell in a Cell match. It should be Bianca Belair versus Alexa Bliss for the Raw Women's Championship in a Hell in a Cell match. I honestly feel like that should happen, and I'll be all for that match. Oh God, I'll be all for it, and I know that match will be hella crazy and hella dope. But that's what I think about it.